Hi, my name is Abby, and I make bookish content here on YouTube and on TikTok. Let's read some summary books together for a week. Come on. So, in my hands, I have several different summer themed books that I have been meaning to pick up this season and just have not gotten to yet. Well, it's the end of July almost, and okay, it's the middle of July. And I am just desperate to get my grubby little paws on some summer themed books. So I thought I would take a week with you guys and give it a whirl. I have a bunch of different books here that I think fit the prompt of being a summer book. So let's go through them very quickly together. First, I have Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. This is a contemporary cowboy romance about a professional bull rider who joins a reality television show in order to find his true love, basically, but instead he finds himself falling for a production assistant. I guess he's like a playboy and she is very ambitious. She's sworn off relationships, but as they work together, they end up starting to maybe like each other. But the problem is that he's on this show with women contestants to find his true love. That just sounds like a good old time, okay? And look how cute this book is. I tend to really like Elsie Silver, so I feel like that one could be a lot of fun if I choose that one. The next book we have is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. Carly Fortune is very popular right now because of Every Year After, the new TV show based on her books. And so I picked up this one because I know that people really like this one and I really want to like it. You know, there have been a lot of varying opinions on Every Summer After, so I haven't picked that one up because I'm a little bit afraid. But this one, the reviews tend to lean more positive. This one is about a man named Charlie and a woman named Alice, who she's a photographer and she ends up returning to her magical summer place, Barry's Bay. And as soon as she and her grandmother settle in, she meets Charlie again. He's a shameless flirt, but she begins to worry about her heart in his hands. I don't know, it just sounds fun and lighthearted and exactly what I need for a summer read. Next, we have The Romance Revival by Christina Lauren. I have read, I think, a couple different Christina Lauren books, and I have been known to enjoy them. The one that I love the most is probably The Paradise Project, I think is what it's called. This one is an unforgettable romance in which a fateful accident erases a troubled marriage from memory, and a scientific breakthrough gives love one extraordinary do-over. So this is a second chance romance where they are married and they end up getting a second chance to work on their relationship together. And they do that through, she is a scientist and she has come, sorry, my husband is playing video games. I don't know if you can hear him. She is a scientist and she came up with some type of technology that can erase memories, I guess. Oh no, that can bring him back to life. Oh gosh. So I don't know. This sounds very different for Christina Lauren. It sounds very techie, very Black Mirror, but it also sounded fun. Then we have Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. This is a sapphic general fiction romance set in the early 1990s in Ireland. And I think it's best friends to lovers. Basically, everybody has been talking about this book, and I'm interested to see. Some people say it's boring, but I do feel like people sometimes say that about lit fic, that it's boring and that not a lot happens. But I think it's just going to depend on the person. If I'm in the right mood, I will pick this up. Then we have another Carly Fortune book. This is Our Perfect Storm. This one is her latest release. I bought this because it's very pretty. I have also been hearing conflicting reviews about this one, so we'll see. I know that Frankie was supposed to get married, then her soon-to-be husband leaves her at the altar, and she ends up going on her honeymoon with her best friend George. And it's like best friends to lovers. I think that could be fun. Then we have Nymph by Sophia Montroni. This is another lit fic sapphic romance, and this is a shorter novel, which appeals to me. A mesmerizing debut spanning several summers in the northern Italian countryside. And you follow the main character Leo throughout several years of her life. I don't know. Sounds kind of whimsical and nostalgic and transformative. Yeah. And then we get to the book that I decided to start with. This is Summer Island by Kristen Hanna. I read a couple first chapters of a couple different books, and this is the one that I settled on. Oh, wait, I'm missing one. Okay, I actually forgot to grab one of the books that I originally had in the pile. And I remembered because this is one of the ones where I read the first chapter. This is Rules for the Summer by Megan Quinn. This one is about this playboy billionaire guy who moves to this area because he tries to get this girl to enter into a fake relationship with him in order for him to get his inheritance, I think. And she's trying to open a candy shop and prove herself to the townspeople that she can be an independent woman and own her own business, I guess. The thing with Megan Quinn is sometimes I really enjoy her books, and then sometimes I absolutely hate them. So her Christmas series, I can't remember the titles. Oh, one of them's Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal. And then the second one came out this last December. I ate those up. They were so funny to me. I think her voice perfectly matches what like a funny Christmas romance needs. However, I did read this book by her. Can't remember the title. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. I thought the main male character was irredeemable. He was mean and made her cry several times, and then we're just supposed to get over it. I don't know. I did not like that one at all. But I do know that a lot of people did like it. So it's kind of push and shove. This is another Megan Quinn I really liked. I listened to this one on audio and had a great time. So I either really like her books or really don't like them. This one, we'll see how I feel. Now on to the book that I chose to be my first novel of some reading summary books. This is Summer Island by Kristen Hanna. This is another literary fiction, and at the heart of it, I think it's a mother-daughter story. I started reading it last night and got all the way to chapter 6, page 96, because I couldn't put it down. It got to like 11:30 at night, and I finally had to tear myself away from this book. I don't know if it's right book, right time, or I don't know. I'm having a great time. The only other time I've read a Kristen Hanna, I own a lot of her books, but I got about halfway through The Nightingale and put it down because it is such a difficult read, and I ended up not being in the right headspace to do it. I will eventually get back to it, but I saw this one at the store recently and was like, this would be perfect for a summertime read. So I picked it up. This is about Nora Bridge. She is a middle aged woman who ends up walking out on her marriage and her kids early on in her life because she wants to follow her dreams for fame. She becomes a nationally acclaimed talk show host where she gives advice to people about families and marriages and relationships, which ends up being ironic considering her past. While her two daughters, Ruby and somebody else, what's her other daughter's name? Her two daughters, Ruby and Caroline, are left dealing with the pieces that their mother has left behind, and they deal with it in separate ways. Ruby is really your main character, but she explains her sister Caroline as being a Stepford wife. So she's got the money, she's got the husband, she's got the kids and the house and the life. Whereas Ruby is a struggling stand up comedian. She can't seem to find work. She gets fired from her waitressing job. And then it kind of just all falls into her lap. A scandal breaks out with Nora, their mother. It goes all over the tabloids. Nora's career is finished. It's kaput. She's humiliated. She ends up back on the summer island where everyone grew up. But Ruby gets offered the chance of a lifetime. In the middle of her mother's distress, she gets offered a deal to basically capitalize on this scandal and write a tell-all article about her mother and the hypocrisy of her career. Ruby agrees and moves back to the island to help care for her mother, but in the meantime, she ends up learning things that maybe this article is not the right idea, and maybe she never really knew her mother. Maybe they can come back together. I don't know. It's a feel-good time. I'm enjoying it so far. We're in the thick of it right now in the bad parts, in the disintegration of her mother's life and her and Ruby coming back together. Is this going to make me cry? I know Kristen Hanna is notorious for making people cry. So is this going to make me cry? We'll see. Let's figure out together. Come on. Good morning, everyone. It has been a few days since I updated you last. I am on the last few days of PTO from my job, and I have just really been soaking in having a break. I thought I would give you guys a little bit of an update to get you caught up on where I'm at. Oh my gosh, my dog's trying to sit down. Also, look at this. It is officially code orange at a lot of shops, which is like when they start getting in their Halloween stuff. Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year, so I am ecstatic. But I got this blanket at TJ Maxx, and it's like an art gallery of ghosts and spooky things, and it's so soft. As far as a reading update, I have gotten quite a bit of the way through. I'm like 2/3 of the way through Summer Island by Kristen Hanna. I don't think I've talked about this book much at all, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about it because I'm having a really lovely time with it. I'm on page 284. So this at its core is about a mother and daughter relationship. It's about Nora Bridge, who is a famous talk show host, but what the public doesn't know about her is that she abandoned her family so many years ago. Ruby is her daughter, one of her two daughters, and Ruby has made a career out of basically making fun of her life and her mother's life and the fact that her mother abandoned them. Well, all of a sudden, a scandal breaks out about Nora in the news. Her career is over. She runs back to her home where she raised her daughters to basically hide from the public's eye. Not only that, but Ruby returns as well under the pretense of taking care of her mother. However, it turns out she's been offered a once in a lifetime opportunity to write a tell all article about her mom. So it's basically about Ruby going back to take care of her mom and realizing maybe she didn't know the whole story about her mother's abandonment of them. She starts to feel very conflicted about doing the article. I feel like this probably isn't, I haven't read basically any Kristen Hanna. I've read 2/3 of The Nightingale, and that's it. This is a lot of fun. I say fun. This is a great book. I am having a very emotional time with it. It has made me tear up once, but not fully cry. But I have a feeling this is about to hurt me. So last night, I just wasn't in the mood for something super, super sad. So I put this down and decided to pick up a second summary read, which is Rules for the Summer by Megan Quinn. Megan Quinn, if you don't know, tends to write ridiculous things like comedic, romantic books, but they're kind of ridiculous. Most of the time, her characters are very immature and very silly. So I need to be in the right mood to read her books. This one is about a girl who wants to open a candy shop and renovate it and show everybody that she does have what it takes, unlike her dad. And then the main male character is this like spoiled, privileged British boy who is heir to a very lucrative business company, I guess. And he needs to find a fiance and she needs to find $20,000. So they team up and fake date, and hijinks ensue. So I'm on chapter 7 of this one, page 58. I read this last night because I didn't have the capacity for Kristen Hanna. And it's okay. It is very cringy, but I think I am enjoying it. I haven't totally decided yet. So I'll keep you updated on that one. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick up right now. I'm just going to kind of eat my breakfast and see how I feel. But when I have an update for you, I'll let you know.
Dripping off words that you say when the boat slows down. There's a break. Color in the turn of a phrase, curving a moment in space to spin something around.
I hope you can see me. Should I turn a light on? But I don't want to shut my window. Did that help or no change? Anyway, I am back home after my Target run. I have about, I don't even know, 2 hours, 3 hours before I have to go to my party. So I am finally going to sit down and try to finish Summer Island by Kristen Hanna, because I think I could finish it, honestly, in probably about 2 hours and be done. The text is pretty large in this book, and it's a very easy story to get into. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and open this and get started. Okay, I am all ready for my pool party. I'll probably be able to get a couple clips there. We'll see how it goes. I plan to have some fun. Okay. I thought I would just show you my cutie little outfit. Okay, this I just got from Target. I love how it's pre-cut like this. I think that's so cute. Do I like Kors? No. But it was either this or they had a very pink one that says Arizona or something on it. So this was just way more my color palette. These these little shorts are actually from Primark because we just had a Primark open up and I'm just wearing some studded sandals. I don't even remember where I got these, to be honest. Probably Target. And a Lululemon hat. My bikini, I just bought this. It's so cute. I'm going to try not to flash you guys too much. This is from Dippin' Daisies, and I think this color is very, not satisfying. I think this color is very complementary to my skin tone. My skin tone is pale, okay? My skin tone is morgue, all right? My skin tone is 6 feet under. That's just the way I was made, guys. I am not built to handle keeping on top of a tan, like a fake tan. So this is what they get. All right. They're going to need sunglasses to look directly at me. And that's not my problem. And then the bottoms I'm wearing, I don't even know if you can see my waist, but I'm wearing these little shorts that you can get on Dippin' Daisies. This is like a terry cloth material. I'll put a picture of the shorts on the screen. These are so cute, okay? They are actually super flattering and I love them, especially when you're a mom and you've got that little pouch, okay? This just helps smooth everything out. The back is a little risque, okay? It cuts straight across. It shows quite a bit of cheek. So maybe not child pool friendly, but I think this is really cute. Anyway, reading update. I did finish Summer Island by Kristen Hanna, and I'm going to go with 4.5. This book really surprised me. I liked it a lot. It was a great summer read. It's set in Maine during the summertime, which I felt like was very immersive, very atmospheric, very summery. The only reason I didn't rate it 5 stars is the main character, Ruby, is so hard to root for. She is so unlikable sometimes, very immature. It makes sense in her story. I just had a hard time relating to her because she's not very responsible. She's very selfish. I don't know. She and I are not alike. So it was hard for me to find common grounds with her to like her. But I still gave it 4.5. I really liked it, and it is just encouraging me further to continue picking up Kristen Hanna books. Now for the bad news. I am going to DNF Rules for the Summer by Megan Quinn. I have tried so many times to read Megan Quinn, and sometimes I'm successful. Most of the time I'm not. She, I think, is just not my cup of tea. She's just not what I like. So I'm going to put that one down because I can feel myself not liking reading it and I don't want to get into a slump. However, you might like it. It's very rom-com. I just don't like how all of her characters are always so immature despite being my age. They're in their late 20s most of the time. So I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. So we're going to put that down. I think I want to start Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. This is a sapphic coming of age novel about these 2 girls. They're friends, and then they slowly start to maybe become something more, but they live in a small town, and it's about them coming to terms with their sexuality and with their friendship/relationship. And that sounds really good. That sounds exactly like what I'm in the mood for. I thought I was in the mood for a rom-com, but I think I'm going to go with this. So I'll probably start this later tonight after I get home and let you guys know what I think. Now let's go to a pool party. I don't think I've updated you guys in a few days for this summer reading vlog. I went back to work after several days of PTO and it is running me over like a semi truck. So there's that. I am reading Sunburn. I can't even remember if I told you I was reading this. I feel like I did. So this is Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth. It is a sapphic coming of age fiction novel about 2 girls who are best friends in Ireland, and they slowly start to realize that they have feelings for each other, but they live in a very small town, a very Catholic small town, and being gay is just not a thing. It's not accepted. And so the main character, Lucy, really struggles with her feelings. And it kind of seems like maybe her best friend that she's in love with is yanking her chain a little bit, yanking her around. So I think this is really good. The thing about this is it's very slow and not a lot happens. It's definitely a character-driven book. And basically the whole thing is just a very long, yearning love letter to her best friend. So it can take a little bit for me to get into it. When I'm reading it, it takes me a little bit to get interested in it because she's just very long and rambly. I wish more stuff happened in this because I'm starting to lose interest a little bit. I need something to happen, you know? It feels like we're just waiting for things to happen, but this is definitely a very good book. The yearning in this is crazy, okay? She is obsessed. She wants to chew on food that her best friend has chewed. She wants to, I don't know, lick her sweat off of her. It's wild. It's wild. But you know what? Yes, girl. Because we love girls here. And lesbian yearning is probably my favorite yearning because girls just really know how to feel things, you know? So I was reading that. However, I wasn't really getting into it. And when I'm really focused on work, I have a couple of breaks and I don't want to spend it reading something very deep and introspective. So I did pick up Face Off by Chelsea Curto. This is a hockey romance. It's part of her DC Stars series and it's the first one. This book, I think, is really what got her book, like her fame. It was originally indie published and it recently got trad published. And I got to see her at a book signing and she was so funny and sweet and kind. And it was very interesting hearing about her process with writing her books. She has a new book that's out in stormy weather. I already read that one. That was my first book by her and I loved it. I thought it was so cute, the perfect summer romance. And so I moved on to this one because I got it signed by her. I'll try and show you. She only personalized in stormy weather, but she did also sign my copies of Face Off and then Power Play, the second book in this series. And look, it's signed. This is a new version of this book, I think, like a new artwork. So it also has really cute end papers, which I think is fun. So this book is about our main character who plays hockey. She plays actually on men's teams. Her name, I forget her name, Emmy. Her name is Emmy. Oh, my freaking arm is starting to hurt. Her name is Emmy, and she plays on boys hockey teams, and she gets her first try at being on an NHL team, which is like a big deal because she's the first woman on the team, blah, blah, blah. So she has to prove herself. She is so cool. She's a prickly cactus, which is like my favorite kind of female main character. I relate. And she joins this team and the captain is Maverick, who is like this playboy, doesn't take anything seriously, but he also has another side of being very sweet, very philanthropic. Is that how you say that word? And they have a very good dynamic together, very bantery. They just are kind of dancing around each other right now. They have hooked up once. It's getting steamy. This man, Maverick Miller. And you know, Chelsea brought this up at her book signing that Maverick Miller is probably her favorite and that she loves his voice. And he came to her out of nowhere and was speaking to her. And that's how she came up with his character. And I can really feel that in this book when I tell you that this man begs for just a snippet of Emmy's attention. And I just sit there and I eat it up. Okay. He said, put me on my knees because I'm a good boy. What? Excuse me, sir? In my good Christian neighborhood? I should think not. Anyway, so I am much enjoying Face Off and will continue to read that. I actually think my next book is not going to be summary at all because I'm kind of spent on the summary books for now. I'll pick some more up in August, but I think I need a little break from the summer books. So the next book I plan to read is This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Alona Andrews, I think. I hope that's right. And I'm buddy reading it with my mother. So I'm very excited about that. All I know about that one is that it's a standalone fantasy and it's about this girl who loves this fantasy book series. And then one day she just wakes up in that world and has to figure out, it's like a alternate universe. I don't even know what it is, but it sounds really good. It sounds right up my alley. So I'm excited to read that with my mom. We plan to go to Chili's and get margaritas afterwards. So exciting times. Anyway, I really need to go into work now, so I will just talk to you guys tonight. Hopefully, well, I need to edit some, but hopefully I can also do some reading with you guys. Bye. I can't even tell you guys how many times I've tried to film this clip. I keep picking the wrong books that I read, and I keep not being happy with how it's filmed. So, this is the final try. I'm telling myself that. Hey, Abby, finish it. Okay? So, I don't want to tell you how many days it has been since I finished filming for this reading vlog. It's been several days. I am almost done with a different reading vlog, about to move on to another one. So we need to get this video completed. We did attempt to read 4 books. We did only finish 2 of them. However, I did get 4 books off of my TBR, and I'm going to be happy with that. Okay, we're going to think happy thoughts. We're going to be proud of ourselves for the things that we have accomplished. And now we're going to talk about some books. The first book that we read for the summer reading vlog was Summer Island by Kristen Hanna. I gave this 4.5 stars. I would recommend it. I had a great time reading it. The main character is a little bit annoying, but that didn't really affect how I read it. I just thought it was fun. It was set during the summertime in Maine, very immersive, very emotional, family driven. I just really enjoyed it. And honestly, it set me off on a journey to read more Kristen Hanna books. So all in all, a success. I then attempted to read Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Howarth, and as you can see, I was enjoying it. I started tabbing it. The writing in this is absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful. The way she talks about love and yearning, I just really enjoyed it. But there's a big old but in here. So this book is about a girl who grows up in like the Irish countryside. It's very Catholic, very conservative, and she falls in love with her best friend. So her best friend is a lady, is a girl. So obviously that's not accepted, and she deals with the feelings of that, of coming to terms with being lesbian, of trying to find herself as a young girl. Honestly, so there just was no plot. There was no forward moving. This was a very slow read. And while the prose was very beautiful, I just didn't enjoy the pacing. I just was getting very bored. So I put this down, not saying I'm never going to pick it up again. It just was not the right moment, if that makes sense. Then I tried to read Rules for the Summer by Megan Quinn. I only read about 4 chapters of this and then DNF'd it. I'm sorry. Megan Quinn and I have a relationship where we just sometimes tolerate each other and sometimes mostly do not. I've liked, I think, 3 of her books. The rest that I've tried, I haven't liked. I actually accidentally pre-ordered, and I say accidentally, but I pre-ordered her newest release. So I guess I will be reading that because I think it actually is supposed to get delivered today. I will try to read that. This one, however, just wasn't for me. The first one in this series, I also didn't like. Actually, I don't know if they're part of the same series. Maybe they're not. Okay, they're not. That was a separate standalone book. But I don't know. I just didn't like it. I thought the characters were immature. I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was just stupid, the things that they were getting into. I could see the appeal, but just once again, not in the right mood. At this point, I was getting a little frustrated because the 2 books I tried to start from my original TBR for this video just weren't doing it for me. So I decided to let the mood reader break out of me. And I started Face Off by Chelsea Curto. And thank goodness I did. Okay, Chelsea Curto here to save the day. This is a hockey romance about a girl who joins an NHL hockey team and absolutely kicks ass at it. And I loved it. I ate it up. I thought it was so much fun. Maverick Miller, the man that you are in this book, loved it. Go to my TikTok, watch my videos on this. I actually went to a signing with Chelsea Curto where she signed her newest book, In Stormy Weather. She signed this one. She signed the second one, Power Play. All in all, a great time. Love that girl. I will read everything that she releases from now on, actually. So this was great. I loved it. It saved the day. 5 stars. Did I give this 5 stars? I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, so those were the 4 books that we got to during this reading vlog. The next reading vlog I'm working on is just a standard whatever I wanted to read type of vlog. So hopefully you enjoy that one and stick around. Please subscribe if you like me. I like you. Okay. See you next time. Bye.